length of settlement or payouts? Like the,
Okay.
take average case of 50,000, how long does it take for the clients to get that money?
Yeah, I mean, for the again, it's like you have to really do think of it like a pipeline, right? And things are moving down the pipeline. So if you're coming in at the beginning of the pipeline and your accident has just happened,
Yeah.
and we do take on cases sometimes where people's accidents were several years ago, so they actually jumpstart further down the pipeline just because it tends to be the length of time from the accident date. If you're dealing with like what we would call a typical soft tissue injury that resolves relatively quickly, they can resolve within 12 to 18 months typically. But if you're dealing with a more complicated type case, then it can go on for several years and it's just working its way down the pipeline. Now, what I do in terms of the money is, of course, I'm not taking money and sticking it at the front end of the pipeline, because that money could sit there theoretically for 5 years as it's rolling
Exactly.
its way down, right? It's being inserted near the end of the pipeline, and therefore I know, okay, that case should be over in 6 months, it should be over in 8 months, it should be over in 12 months. So it depends on, if you're asking, like, and I think it's important to notice there's a big difference between how long a case takes to settle from a case perspective and how long it takes to settle from a funding perspective, because the funding may not be inserted until the case is much more mature and is maybe 6 months to 12 months away from actually resolving, because that's typically when the big expenses start to kick in, is the last 6 to 12 months, because that's when we tend to pay for the big medical reports to make the case at the end.